my friend Rob was talking about your kid, how he fights.
Yeah. My son
One
Jordan.
of your sons, Jordan. Yeah.
Yeah.
So where's he fighting? Like, what's he doing?
Well, he trains here, lives here in Lethbridge.
Yeah.
Got a girlfriend. They have 5 kids together.
5 kids.
Yeah, he's
What?
got one from before with an ex that lives in Calgary.
Okay.
Olivia, she's 8, and then Danny, his new girlfriend, has had 2 from before.
Okay.
And they have 3 together now. So
Oh
yeah, so they're.
So when he fights, like, what does he fight? Like, is it a more?
Well, he was in UFC.
Are you serious?
Yeah, fought a bunch of fights in UFC, and then he wanted out of that, and then went with Bellator, and was fighting for them. But then COVID hit, and he had to be vaccinated to travel and all that, and we didn't want to do that.
No.
So
you didn't get vaccinated?
No. So his contract expired with them, and they released him.
Yeah.
And so now he's just trying to train, fight, raise family, and get back to the big shows at the top again.
How did he do there in the UFC?
Good. He won more fights than he lost, and was did really well. So
wow,
he's definitely one of the top talents in the world, really, at 170 pounds. So
that must make you proud.
Like, he works hard when he wants to fight. He puts the time and effort in and does the right thing. So
right. Yeah. So what about you with fighting? Do you actually fight now, or just train fighters? Okay.
No, still actively fighting. Most people wouldn't be at my age, I don't think, but I still enjoy it. I still enjoy the training. So the last few fights I've done are bare knuckle boxing, but I'm not opposed to doing more MMA fights. Yeah. This opportunity hasn't come up, and a few injuries where the grappling side of things I can't do because of injuries, and so the bare knuckle boxing is easier in that regard. So. Yeah.
Okay, so bare knuckle just means without the gloves.
Yeah, just boxing
essentially,
without gloves,
right?
Yeah.
So that's pretty hardcore. Is it a way harder hit?
No, people don't know what it's like if they've never done it before. But when everyone who's done it that trained MMA and fought MMA say, it doesn't seem any different than wearing the small MMA gloves. Because your MMA gloves are only 4 ounce anyways.
Right.
So you wear those and they're hard, and it feels the same in reality. The only difference I would say, it's faster paced than even MMA, which is fast paced, which is much faster than boxing, and your chances of getting cut are a lot higher, and only because the nature of the fight is just punching and mostly to the head. Right. So bare knuckle getting hit, you're going to get cut easier. With a glove, less cutting, but you still could get cut. Right. MMA, you could get an elbow to the head and get sliced open and be bleeding all over. So, you can get cut in all combat sports. People get cut in boxing all the time with big 10-ounce gloves on. Right. So I think that's the only difference really and it's the appeal to the crowd is that it's raw in that sense, and everyone's seen a fist fight at the bar, right? So that's kind of a thing where they relate to it easier than MMA and grappling. You don't know what's going on. Like, as guys who fight it, we know how hard that is, what they're doing.
Like on the ground.
Or even against the cage. They're against the cage wall, and they're standing there doing nothing. Yeah, but when you're doing it, there's so much going on. Right. And there's so much energy being used by both people. It's not easy. Right. But it looks like they're just standing there doing nothing. You know what I mean? So there's that factor where it's not understandable, where 2 guys punch each other in the face, everyone gets that.
Yes.
So.
They always want the action, right?
Right. Yeah, they want to be entertained.
Yeah.
And I get that.
Yeah.
So I love grappling, but I'm the same when it's 2 guys. I know what they're doing, I know how hard it is and how technical it is, but it's still boring to watch.
Well, and you're trying to think your way out of how do I get this guy either down on the ground or back away from me so we can fight, right?
Yeah, there's all those aspects to it.
Yeah.
And the bare knuckle boxing is just more raw. That's in that way. It's very visual for the fans. Yeah. A guy gets punched in the face, the sweat goes flying, the blood goes flying. They get it. So you get knocked out, you get knocked down.
Have you been knocked out?
In kickboxing, I was knocked out once. Yeah,
wow. By the foot?
Yeah, a kick to the head actually. And one MMA fight, I got punched and knocked out. But that's it in my career, so it's been pretty fortunate that way.
Wow. Well, it's kind of like football too, like concussions and stuff like that are probably like prevalent in fighting, right?
Yeah, I think MMA is the safest of all of them because there's so many things you can do.
Yeah.
You're not just getting punched in the head like boxing is just getting punched in the head over and over and over. And they some to the body, but mostly to the head. Yeah. And training, you take shots to the head. And so damage in training and damage in a fight is more. And in boxing, you get knocked down. What do? They stop you, stand you up, give you an 8 count. if you recover enough to keep going, you keep going. Well, you took head trauma that dropped you, and they let you recover enough to keep going. With MMA, you get dropped from a punch to the head. The guys on top of you, ground and pounding you, they stop the fight.
Okay.
So the amount of damage you get overall is less, I believe. And again, in training, let's say you're not always going punching, hitting the head, going for the headshot. You're kicking legs, kicking the body. You're wrestling. You're arm barring people. You're getting choked. So all those other dynamics are going on.
Yeah.
So the amount of total damage to the head is way less.
Right.
So you can train around injuries better in MMA than you can, say, boxing.
Yeah.
If you have head trauma, for example.
Yeah.
You can still do light grappling with a concussion if you felt okay.
Yeah.
So I think that way, and I think that's where bare knuckle boxing is good too, in a way that you're still getting 8 count, which is bad. You get knocked down, get back up, and a lot of places don't have a limit on how many times you can knock down the fight. So again, how are you getting knocked down? Why are you getting knocked down? Was it a blunt force trauma to the head, or was it the jaw getting hit and the nerves getting shocked? Or is it grazing and off balancing you? But it's still clearly a headshot.
Yeah.
More damage than a kick to the leg, for example, which for long-term damage.
Are you better standing up or on the ground?
Probably horrible at both, but I like them both equally. I like what's entertaining.
Yeah.
Even if I'm fighting an MMA fight, my son said this to me, Dad, you're better on the ground than that guy. You just take him down and tap him out. But I'm like, yeah, but the fans want to see the rawness of the blood and so man, I want to stand and bang with this guy and entertain everybody.
Yeah.
The path to victory would be better to grapple him.
Yes.
It's not as fun. Now, if it happens, like I've had guys that say they want to stand and bang and strike. I'm like, okay, and we're doing. Then when you hit them, crack them hard, they grab you and start wrestling you. Okay, well, you chose that. I didn't, but now I'm going to grapple you. And I'm okay with that because I'm okay in all the areas of the combat sport. But if you want to just stand and trade punches and kicks and elbows, then I'm okay with that too. So.
What's funny is I remember just like talking about when we were dating, I was only 17 to 19. That's how old I was.
Yeah.
But we would buy or go to rent the VHS, and Hoist Gracie, that's his name, right?
Yeah.
That's the time that I started watching UFC. Was like back then. And he was a grappler, right? He was always on the ground, and I think he really introduced that. Did you so much, into the sport, right? I mean, that was really
their family
early
started the UFC events,
right?
To challenge, to show that their sport, their style of martial art was better than everybody else's.
Right.
That's how it started, and so that was great because that got the sport going.
Yeah.
And it got people doing jiu-jitsu, which had never known or really heard of it before. Everyone around here did karate, taekwondo, and boxing.
Yeah.
You did martial arts, but you didn't do grappling.
Right.
But there was judo and wrestling, but it didn't go into fighting. It was the sport of those things that go to the Olympics type thing was your goal. There was nowhere to go fight for money. So, they're pro wrestling, which then is, still hard on the body and crazy what they do, but fixed outcome, it's controlled that way. So.
Right. Do you have a favorite fighter? Like somebody that, like from the time you started fighting that you loved? Like, did you?
One of my coaches, Bosch Rutten, he was the former UFC heavyweight champion, and I started training with him because I liked his fighting style when he fought in Pancrase over in Japan and stuff like that. So Dutch style kickboxing, was a striker. I come from a Kempo karate background, which is very, all stand-up striking. Similar stances, similar things. So gravitated towards that more. And then, that was like 2000 when I met him at a seminar. And then same time I met my jiu-jitsu instructor, Roy Harris from San Diego, started training grappling because, you have to learn it. If you're going to fight MMA, you have to learn it. Right. You can't just say, well, I'll just stop them from grappling me. Well, you can't. You have to beat fire with fire, right? So that was kind of how it got evolved into the combat sports.
Right. Yeah. Okay, let me just make sure I can. I was going to ask you too. I teach yoga. I've been teaching yoga for about 17 years or something like that. But I don't meditate anymore. I used to for years. I just kind of fell out of it and thinking, I just don't really. Not that I don't. I think meditation medicates people's emotions, to be honest with you. But a lot of people find meditation very grounding and stuff like that. Like, is there something you do kind of in that realm to ground yourself, like on a daily basis or just before a fight, or like?
I think your mindset's everything.
Yeah.
And so whether you have a mantra or you have breathing exercises you do,
Right.
those are all important for staying focused on the task.
Right.
Um,
Actually,
you
yeah,
know,
like let's say you are up against the wall or you are on the ground, like is there a special way to breathe that you guys train to breathe, or no, you're just
in combat, it's just you want to breathe enough to keep oxygen in your body.
right.
It's hard to go to a special breathing place
Right, there's no
when they're
coaching.
punching you in the face or the
Oh,
body or whatever.
that's what I mean, but like when you get
But
into those moments when you are down on the ground or all against, because it's exerting so much
yeah,
energy. Like
yeah,
you said, it doesn't
yeah,
look as exciting, but you're exerting a
yeah.
fuck
Well,
ton.
that's where the training comes in, where you learn to be comfortable in uncomfortable situations.
Yeah.
So at first you might hold your breath all the time. Well, after hours and hours on the mat training and getting beat up in the gym, you learn to, when can I breathe? When is it safe to breathe? Or how do I breathe? You know, and there's a shallow breathing kind of cycle we go through where we're getting hit and hitting someone. And then when our distance allows us to take deeper breaths to rejuvenate, we would do that in that range of combat where it's safe to do that. You know, so yeah, it's just different. But you know, we have what I do with my guys is, and for myself, as soon as the round is over, for example, in training, we go right to our breathing cycle, which we know calms our nervous system. So good. I tell guys, you're going to find the one you like. Box breathing, you know.
Oh, so you do it. Methods.
Yeah, there's methods. And I say, you pick the one you like. I'll tell people examples of, you know, the box breathing, triangle breathing, whatever you find the one you like.
Okay, yeah.
Because I can say, I like this one, doesn't mean you'll like it.
Right.
Right? Depends on your personality type, your lung capacity, different things, you know, whatever. I'm a heavyweight. So I'm going to, and with lots of muscle, I'm going to gas out way faster than the 155-pound guy's going to gas out. So his breathing can be pretty normal. I have to be very controlled and deliberate to rejuvenate enough in that minute rest.
Yeah.
So, you know, you do those things as a trainer and as a coach and as a student of how can I make this better.
Do you love like coaching?
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Is it your passion, or do you have something that's like you?
Well, yeah,
Do you do outside of here like any kind of creative stuff? Like do you paint or
no?
You're like fuck that.
No, I'm very unartistic.
Yeah.
Although it's a martial art, and we're artistic in our freedom of our training and our methodologies and whatever we use to become good. That's an art form in itself, you would say, but I don't consider myself artistic at all. I don't have interest in doing things like craft work or painting or anything like that. It's even like, I love my car, my Dark Horse Mustang. It goes super fast.
Yeah.
I love racing it, like driving fast.
Yeah.
But I have no interest in tinkering with it and fixing things.
Right. Is there some place you can go and race your car? Because Lethbridge is full of cops everywhere.
Yeah.
I always notice about this city. You can't go
there's events that you can go do that, and you know, be careful that way and stuff like that. But again, I'm not going to race to the point where I'm damaging my car or the people around me or whatever. But it's just one of those things. Like I said, I like cars, but I don't want a garage full of tools and fix and repair. I want to say, I saw this cool thing. I want to do that to my car. Who knows how to do that? Can I pay them to do it? And that's what I want. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't. Totally. I want a nice looking yard. Do I want to do the yard work? No. I hate yard work. You know, I want to renovate my house. Do I want to do it? No, I don't want to do it.
Yeah, you want to pay somebody. Yeah. I know.
I want to do what I'm good at and what I like doing. I'm going to come teach a class. For sure. I'd rather teach someone how to defend themselves or get in shape. Yeah. That's my passion. And coach someone who's interested in fighting, that wants to go somewhere in the sport. I want to do that. Yeah. And make money doing that versus, and then pay someone to do what they're good at and what they like doing. Some guys just love the tinkering into it. I'm like, I hate that. Yeah, I get that. Yeah. I love cars too. My BMW X4M series got written off. Oh yeah. So I haven't got a new car since. So I'm driving one of my girlfriend's kids' car, the 16-year-old car. So it's literally like rust on the wheel well. It's very different than the M series of BMW. I'm grateful for it. Yeah. Let me borrow it or whatever. Yeah. It's amazing, but well, that's how I am with vehicles. Like I love them. Yeah. But does it get me from point A to point B? That's all that really matters. So I don't care what I'm driving. I could I got rid of my new truck to get the car. Yeah. So then I bought an older truck for the winters to drive around in. Yeah. Is it as nice as my other new truck was? No. But at the end of the day, I don't have cool seat and heated steering wheel. Yeah. I'm okay. You know what I mean? So if I lost my car tomorrow, I'd be like, fine, I don't care.
That's so
I'm
good.
doing my thing anyways, which I love doing.
Yeah.
But the motorbike and the fast car, they're cool and they're fun, and you know, it's a reward for the hard work you put in to be in a situation where you can afford to pay for it, and that type of stuff. So I appreciate that. I'm grateful for the life I've created, to do the things I want to do, to go on a trip, to do whatever.
Yeah.
But if I don't have those things, I'm okay with just being in my house with my dogs. That's good enough too. So
yeah, and you have a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And what are they again? What kind of dogs?
Mastiff and King Corso.
Yeah, those are massive. They're huge.
Yeah,
dogs.
they're pretty big. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think since I got divorced in April, I've been, well, even like at the start of this year, because I was already thinking, you know, in my head kind of where I was wanting to shift to in my life, but it's like different. I haven't like held on to material things like I did in my head. Like even when I got into that car accident, it was like I felt like such a wake up call of like, what the fuck was I doing? Spending all this money on this car. It was paid off, but the point of paying so much insurance for that car was $450 for me to fill it with fucking gas every month. You know what I mean? It was just astronomical.
Yeah.
And I wasn't even looking at it. And one of my friends who's an engineer, so he's all about numbers, is like, do you understand the wear and tear on your car? He's like, you're going to teach yoga, you're basically breaking even just to drive that car.
Yeah.
I'm never going to do this again. Letting go of so many things. It's like a snake shedding its skin in so many ways for me.
Yeah.
Like major transformation. I feel like, did you find that after you got divorced?
No, I've been divorced enough times.
How many times?
I was married 3 times.
3 times, yeah. That's why you're not
different situations. So, you know, you go through hard things in life and you learn from them, and you just become comfortable with the uncomfortable. It's like, oh, you want to get divorced? Okay, let's move on. I'm gonna land on my feet.
Yeah.
That's my belief system for me, is that no matter what happens in life, no matter what shit gets thrown at me in life, being a target in society for some people who don't like me because I stand up to what I think is wrong with the government and with what is happening, well, then I'm a target. No, okay, bring it.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna land on my feet anyways.
Fuck yeah, I love that. What do you think about the guy? I don't really follow politics, but I'm all about, you know, for me, I didn't get vaccinated. I don't believe in any of that shit. And I don't believe in being told what the fuck to do either.
Right. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is the freedom. I'm not saying the vaccine couldn't have been a good thing.
Yeah.
But again, when your common sense goes, no studies were done, all this stuff, but the other things they've been studying for years and years and years and haven't come out with an answer yet. And all of a sudden overnight, this one comes out and you're supposed to take it, and no studies on human trials done, no nothing.
I know.
I'd be like, well, why?
Yeah.
You know
well, even
I mean?
on YouTube, they censor the fuck out of everything.
Right.
It's like people are like, well, this isn't a communist country. Well, kind of.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they try to suppress.
And that's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
Is I get you want to do it, but that doesn't mean I have to do it.
Yeah.
And if you're going to control me and make me do it, that's a problem. And I don't care what government's in place.
Yeah.
They all have things like that. They all have problems. They all do things that's best for them. Everybody does.
Yeah.
And they're just people.
Yeah.
Doing a job. So if they're told, look, if you do this, you'll make much money. Well, yeah, I want to take care of myself and my family, so I'll make that decision that's better for me. It might not be better for everybody in the country or the province, but it's better for me. Well, they're going to make that choice.
Yeah.
Not everybody's going to be, no, I'm only doing what's best for the province. But even for the province, what are we looking for? Majority of the people. Not every person's going to be happy with the decision made. Right? My community here, my tribe here is, I do what's best for me and my business and my family and my community.
Yeah.
What classes do we offer? What do we do? Blah, blah, blah for this thing here.
Yeah.
Now we'll worry about if what I'm doing, does it help someone else in the health industry? Great. So we're all part of that same community, but I take care of myself first.
Yeah.
And my group.
Yeah.
And then we can help the other groups.
Yeah.
You know, and then we go, so as a person, I could care about the federal stuff because I take care of what's happening in the city because I live here. So if we can fix the city and the municipality stuff, well, that's all that really matters. Well, now we expand that. Every municipality is taking care of itself. Well, now collectively, what can we do to be better provincially? Provincially, what can we do to help the other provinces? You know, so that would be the value of taking care of ourselves first and expanding to those around us. Is how I like to look at things.
I love that. So, absolutely, because so many people, they'll act like martyrs, so they're always going outside first. Yeah. And they don't realize it's coming from an empty cup place, which is actually a victimized thing. So you're controlled more by, you become a slave to the environment that way. It's how I see it from kind of a metaphysical perspective. And it's so important to fill your cup. It's like the saying of put your oxygen mask on first before you can help anybody else. Otherwise, you're fucking dead. You know? So when you do that, when you really take care of yourself and you build that self-acceptance, it radiates out and you attract the right people that want to help themselves too and make their world a better place, right?
Yeah, I can't make someone eat better. I can't make them drive to the gym to train with me. They can book a lesson with me, but they still have to show up. Exactly. They have to put the effort in. I'm not going to do the push-ups for them. They have to do it. So if you're not willing to help yourself, I can't help you. I can help guide you and show you the mistakes I've made and what other people have made and how to make it fit you and what you like and what you value in life, but I can't make you do it. So unless you're willing to put the work in, you know, I have a saying I've always used for years, hard work wins. I mean that it doesn't matter what you do, you have to work hard. And we weren't put on this earth to have a casual life of just exist. We're here to struggle. And when you get that in your head first, that we're put on this earth to struggle and to learn and face challenges, and then life was hard today. Good. That's what I was here for.
What you learn from it.
Right. How do I prepare for tomorrow? How do I, you know, all that stuff, and not, oh, I finally made it, now I can sit and relax.
Right.
No, we're not here to do that.
No, it's always a climb. That's life is education. You know, outside of the education system. You know, I mean, it really is. When did you open this place?
My brother and I started. My brother started doing Kempo karate and had a school, and he was teaching me, and then I started helping teach, and we started just grew that way, and then I think I was in '92 when we started.
Wow.
And then he decided he wanted to get a real job, and he went off and did other things, and so I took over running the gym by myself, and then that's how it kind of started. And I was working security in the nightclubs, so I wanted stuff that worked in real life, not in theory what worked in the gym. So we always gravitated more towards, like, you're watching UFC, I'm like, oh, I want to try that, and I want this and that, you know. So what would work in a real fight versus what would work in a controlled setting with a controlled attack, movie scripted type looking stuff, which was most traditional martial arts are that way. And so gravitate towards grappling, kickboxing, you know, the jiu-jitsu, all that stuff, because that's what would happen in a real fight. If it work in a real fight, then it's going to work in a self-defense situation. And then the self-defense situation is now we add in, oh, you can bite, you can eye gouge, you can use a knife in a street fight. Sure, you can.
In a street fight,
right? So all these things. So you can't just be a sport fighter, and think you know how to defend yourself. Yeah, you do in a lot of ways. But there's other things you have to be aware of. And if you don't train that way or think that way, you're going to gravitate to what you know, which is still better than what most people know. But it may not be enough sometimes. So that's kind of the evolution of where we're at.
Yeah, I think that's that kind of like raw dog mentality of like how Tyson was, you know, and he fucking bit Holy. But I mean, he really went in there raw. That's what made him the best. Because there was like, he was going in with no fear and what he knew from the streets and what he had been trained in as well. And
that point in his life too, the chaos that was going on, now we see it. At the time you don't see behind the scenes, but now it's all been exposed, and he's talked about it lots. He wasn't in a healthy place physically, mentally, and so you resort to a drastic measure of butting a guy's ear because you're frustrated with the guy punching you in the back of the head illegally, stuff that's legal but not legal. So you're mad, frustrated because you're not putting this guy away either like you would normally, because you weren't the same. You're not the same person that you were 5 years earlier, you know. And so you lash out in some way. You foul a guy because you're frustrated. Instead of just using the rules that you have to beat him. You know, those are lots of factors why people would do. And you know, the joke in our world is, fight the guy that goes, if I see red, look out. Like, oh my God, you're gonna see red. You'll be mad, and that makes you then you're uncontrollable, and I can't beat you. Like, no, it actually makes you easier to beat because your emotions are taking control of you. You're not calm. We know that you're physically going to gas out in like 2 minutes. All I have to do is endure this storm of you being wild and crazy and this terrible street fighter. And once I endure that, you're easy pickings. And because we're in shape and we train for combat, and we train it all the time, it won't even take 2 minutes for most people. You know what I mean? So now is there a chance, because it is combat, that they could punch you or do something that would knock you out? Absolutely. That's why fighting is dangerous, because you don't really know there's no guaranteed. It's not programmed pro wrestling where you know who's going to win the match. So you have to have that respect of combat sport, knowing that some guy's beating me at the ATM. I don't just go, bro, you want to throw down? Because you don't know for sure you're going to win.
Right.
On paper, you should win every time.
Yeah.
In reality, you'll probably win 9 out of 10 times. But that one time you don't, you're on the ground getting curb stomped and dead because you let your ego and your energy get the best of you because this guy talked shit to you. Is that worth fighting about? No.
And I think that comes from like how to be calm in the ring like that really does come from what's kind of circling back to what we were talking about earlier, to really take care of yourself first, because a lot of people don't realize that's building self-acceptance. It actually centers your whole nervous system. So you're not teeter-tottering so much the parasympathetic or the sympathetic. You come more into a center. I was just talking with a professional female dirt bike racer, like just about being centered, and also the camaraderie of being in a group setting and stuff like that too. And it helps to build oxytocin. It really aligns you to connect with in yourself. So you are calm. So you're not being so triggered, is my point, by the person. Like the people that are going out there, the martyrs, like I'm saying, and the victims, they are triggered, and then they go into that sympathetic state, that fight or flight state, because in that moment, they're being controlled by the environment. Whereas when you're working on yourself and you're centered, you're not. You're kind of calm and going, okay, like where's my next move?
And being calm doesn't mean passive.
Right.
Being calm doesn't mean lethargic. You know, it's like, no, you could be in a full-on knife fight, but be calm.
Exactly.
You know, and that's the difference between, like you said, your energy levels and your parasympathetic nervous. You go, no, I'm in fight or flight. I'm in fight mode right now.
Yeah.
Get in my face, we're fighting.
Exactly.
I'm on edge, you're on edge, but I'm being calm. I'm diffusing it. But you come at me, trust me, I'm ready.
Yeah.
You know, and that's the difference in what happens.
And you're focused, right? Because when your nervous system is centered, you're active.
Right.
Like you're aligned mentally, but ready to fucking go at the same time. No, I love that.
Yeah.
I think growing up in Lethbridge too, like even as a girl, I remember like we, just fought when we were kids.
Well, yeah.
I'll probably edit that out.
No, but that's the reality. We look at the environment they grew up in.
Yeah.
They're from a young age taught, man, we're fighting for our lives.
Yeah.
They're fighting. So they have no fear of fighting.
It's true.
So you get in my face, we're going to fight.
Yeah.
And that solved a lot of problems.
Yeah.
Instead of calling the police on everything or suing somebody or let's go to counseling. Yeah, let's just resolve the problem. Right? Let's just punch each other out and be done with it. True. But the downside of that, what if you get in a fist fight, the guy falls and bangs his head and dies?
Yeah.
Well, that's the reality of what could happen. Yeah. So that's the downside. Well, we don't want that to happen. So could we resolve this by communicating? Yeah, that would be the better way to do it. Yeah. But sometimes that's not the way it happens, right? So culturally, we have different things, like I have friends that would joke, like, what's with all you guys in Lethbridge always for like my show, Rumble in the Cage? Been doing that since 2000. Longest running MMA show in Canada. Okay. Why has it been so successful? We always have people in Lethbridge that want to fight. People say, why you guys left so crazy? You guys always want to fight.
Yeah.
I said, maybe it's the wind that drives us crazy and we're on edge. Or we all grew up on the north side. I don't know. But
fucking right to the north side.
Yeah, exactly, right? So we make fun of it, but there's something about the environment you grow up in and what's acceptable and what's not acceptable. And two guys want to fight, yeah, go ahead, fight. Yeah. No one's opposed to it. Where some other society, they're like, oh, that's just wrong. That's barbaric. That's okay. It's okay to be barbaric once in a while. So
it is true that a lot of people just want to fight in Lethbridge. And it's funny you mentioned the wind, because I remember years ago hearing about how they did a study at the U of L here about how the wind does affect the ions. So I guess the ions are supposed to be negatively charged in order for it to be good.
Okay.
When they're positive, that's not good. And so the wind creates a positive charge.
Okay.
And I always said, like, that's why, like, a lot of suicides, that's junkies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But it also creates fighters, right? Because
batshit crazy women and men.
Really is making people
loony.
Yeah. But it's good.
So again, just accept it. Yeah,
right?
Good. I'm a little crazy. Okay, let's go. Yeah.
That's right. So do you think you're going to be fighting anytime soon?
Yeah, I'm fighting November 28th in Red Deer for the Havoc fighting show for their bare knuckle heavyweight title. So,
Oh shit.
Yeah, so
okay, when?
big
So
fight.
say that again.
November 28th
Okay.
in Red Deer. Yeah.
All right. So how do people register for that?
To fight
Well,
or
just to go and
to watch. Yeah, they have their own link online. Havoc FC is their show.
Okay.
It's at the Red Deer Inn and Casino.
Right.
So it's always a great night, sold out crowd, and a lot of fun energy, and it's a great place to do fights. And, yeah,
oh shit, yeah. What about your son? Is he fighting soon?
Nothing planned right now, just training, getting better, working on things. So
taking care of 5 kids.
Yeah. Busy.
Busy life.
Yeah.
Okay, well, that was fucking awesome. Should we wrap it up or
Yeah.